he was possessed by a legion. On the windswept shore of the Gerasenes, a man lives among tombs, feared by his own town. Listen now, as a stranger with calm authority arrives and changes everything. This is Jesus of Nazareth, a teacher and healer who speaks with an authority that unsettles religious leaders. He moves from village to village, and people begin to wonder what power follows him. This is the man the townspeople call the demoniac. He lives among tombs, cuts himself, and breaks every bond. They tried to chain him, but he tears the chains and frightens everyone with violent cries. As the previous scene ends on the shore, Jesus crosses the lake with his disciples. They leave Galilee and arrive in the region of the Gerasenes, a place where Greek influence and local fear of the dead shape life. When the boat touches the shore, the disciples and Jesus see a man living among the tombs. He immediately rushes toward them with violent cries. The townsfolk keep their distance. They know him as dangerous and unclean. In that very moment, the man sees Jesus and runs to him, falling before him. He cries out in a voice not entirely his own, "What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God?" The words show a spiritual recognition that townspeople lack. As the previous cry echoes, the disciples step back, fearful for their teacher. They have seen violent outbreaks before. Yet Jesus stands steady, unafraid, because his mission includes confronting what people call unclean. As the town watches in fearful silence, the man speaks as if more than one presence troubles him. He calls the power inside Legion and explains it is many. This reveals that demonic oppression in their world is understood as multiple hostile spirits, not just madness. In that very moment Jesus speaks, and his voice is quiet but absolute. He commands the unclean spirits to come out. In this culture, authority over spirits shows not just power, but the presence of God's kingdom breaking into a broken world. As Jesus speaks, the spirits beg aloud not to be sent out of the region. They ask to be allowed to enter nearby pigs instead. Their plea shows desperation. They know that their place is limited, and that Jesus has authority to cast them out of the human sphere. When Jesus gives permission, the spirits leave the man and enter the herd of pigs. Immediately the animals panic and rush down the steep bank into the sea, drowning. The crowd witnesses a sudden public destruction tied to spiritual power. As the pigs drown, the herdsmen run back to town and tell the story. The townspeople come out and see what has happened, and they are gripped by fear and economic loss. Their immediate response is alarm, not wonder, because the event threatens their livelihood and worldview. When the townspeople approach, they find the man no longer screaming or cutting himself. He sits clothed and in his right mind beside Jesus. This transformation confirms that what happened is not mere psychology, but a restorative act with moral and social consequences. As the previous calm settles, the people beg Jesus to leave their region. They are afraid of the power they have just witnessed and the cost it brought. Economic loss and fear of spiritual forces drive them to ask the healer to go away. But before they expel him, the healed man begs to go with Jesus. His plea shows gratitude and a desire for discipleship. Yet Jesus refuses, signaling that restoration often looks different from our expectations, and that mission depends on place as well as person. In that very exchange, Jesus sends the healed man home to his people and tells him to tell of what God has done. This commission turns restoration into testimony. The man's healing becomes a bridge for others to encounter God's mercy. When the healed man returns, he begins to tell the story of what Jesus did. The townspeople listen, and many are amazed. While some remain fearful, others begin to see a different truth. God is at work even where terror once ruled. As the day breaks, the narrative closes on Jesus leaving by boat once more. His interaction with the demoniac shows that Jesus' authority restores the person and repurposes suffering into a witness. Power over demons is not spectacle alone. It is restorative and redemptive. The passage teaches that Jesus' authority reaches into the deepest bondage and restores dignity and mission to the afflicted. Healing here is both personal and public, and the restored man becomes a witness to God's mercy. If this story moved you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you do not miss the next one.